Well, thank you for watching. We want to start by asking you to be weather aware. Yesterday's weather system produced damage across Arkansas. You can see the different weather events right here on your screen. Jacksonville, Little Rock, Hot Springs, and Polk County, all places where we saw weather impacts. That brings us to our focus today, which is right now. We're spending our crews all across the central region. We'll bring you the aftermath coverage tonight. But first, I'm joined by meteorologist Nathan Scott. And Nathan, what can you tell us about yesterday?
Good afternoon, Jurnee. Yesterday, we had a wall of water and wind rake its way across central Arkansas. And what you saw here in Little Rock with that video, that was a shelf cloud. You see one of those, it's time to batten down the hatches because you're going to get walloped by some pretty good winds most likely. Here are all the wind damage reports so far that have been coming in from the National Weather Service, and the National Weather Service will be going out and doing a survey on the damage around Jacksonville because we did have a tornado warning. There was a hint of rotation, so they will determine on whether the damage was done because of straight line winds or in fact there was a brief tornado. Out there right now it is quiet and we've got the clouds breaking up, some sunshine happening across parts of the area, still some more clouds affecting you folks down into south central Arkansas and east central Arkansas. Temperatures are into the 70s, but we do have a slight risk of severe weather for South Arkansas and a 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather here in central Arkansas. The chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, it's very slim. This is a very conditional event that may try to pop up. Here's what future radar looks like with our in-house model. Take you through time here, and it really doesn't show hardly anything. Other information says there will be a better chance of pop-up showers and thunderstorms into South Arkansas. Then look what happens tonight. More showers and thunderstorms can be expected to kick off your Friday morning. Temperatures today warming up into the upper 70s to lower 80s. I'll have more on that potential of showers and thunderstorms affecting your Friday coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, the number of customers without power is decreasing. This is from poweroutages.us. The number of outages is actively declining. Over 5,600 are without power. That's lower than the more than 9,000 reported earlier. We'll follow this into the evening and, of course, provide updates if needed. Well, we have an update on a high-profile altercation involving deputies caught on camera using excessive force. This video surfaced online in 2022. In it, Levi White and Zachary King, both now former deputies of Crawford County, were seen hitting Randall Worcester. White and King have already been sentenced to federal prison. Worcester, however, could stand trial for serious charges in June. Those span from first-degree terroristic threatening to resisting arrest. Worcester appeared in a circuit court hours ago and learned additional options for prosecution.
I never speculate on whether or not we're going to have an outcome, but I feel good that the facts will be developed about what happened that day and that a jury here in Arkansas can hear all of that with an open mind and make an appropriate decision based on those facts.
Well, the judge is open to the idea of a plea agreement if that were to be accepted. The initial jury trial in June will change to a plea hearing. There's new economic growth in the capital city. The Little Rock board signed off on a deal for a 300,000 square foot data center. The Fortune 100 company has yet to be identified. The final touches are being made to the plan before that's unveiled. Now, the expansion would operate within the Little Rock port that's located just southeast of Clinton National Airport. The 300,000 square foot data center will be near the Amazon distribution center, and we're told it would be a $1 billion project.
This is not Bitcoin. This is not a cryptocurrency mine. This is a Fortune 100 company with world-leading technology that will come to Little Rock if we can get this deal finalized.
I would ask all your viewers just to, sit tight for a couple of months and these details will come out and everyone will be impressed.
Well, for this to become reality, the plans would need to be finalized within a 60-day period. And that isn't the only new development at the port. Global packaging company Elopak just opened its facility there. Elopak specializes in producing sustainable cartons. Those are used for items like milk and eggs. Company insiders say the port's access to transportation infrastructure is what attracted them. Well, we got new data to report on the amount of prescriptions collected during Drug Takeback Day. The Arkansas Opioid Recovery Partnership confirmed the numbers. Over 28,000 pounds of unused medicines were collected. When compared to last fall, that's up by 5,400 pounds. The program has continued its efforts to safely dispose medication since 2010. It might be a little damp outside, but eyes are still on Hot Springs. The city will host the world famous Budweiser Clydesdales. The majestic horses will appear at Wheatley Plaza today. They'll be there from 5 to 7, and the event is free to the public. Well, Governor Sanders' pick for Secretary of State is already planning his next move. Cole Jester announced plans to run for State Land Commissioner. As an appointed cabinet secretary, he can't run for the same job, and for that reason, Jester will ask voters to move him across the Capitol. In a social media post, he vowed to further Arkansas's energy economy. Additionally, he plans to challenge foreign influence on the state. Now, this sets an early stage for the midterm election. Voting day is in November of 2026. Jester hopes to transfer from overseeing elections and business licensing to managing the state's waterways and overseeing mineral rights. It's been over 100 days since President Donald Trump took over office. Most of that has been spent negotiating foreign affairs. Such talks have seemingly brought forth a potential deal with Ukraine. Funds collected would be paid to the U.S. for the military aid. Remy Ignacio has those details.
This is a breakthrough, and while this deal does not explicitly say that the U.S. will continue to help Ukraine defend against Russia's invasion like under the Biden administration, that is the hope. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who signed this pact with Ukraine's deputy prime minister in Washington, said that it signals to Russia that the Trump administration is committed, in his words, to a peace process for a free Ukraine over the long term. Details about this deal are slim, but it centers on U.S. access to Ukraine's vast resources under its soil, and that includes oil and gas, along with critical raw materials like graphite, titanium, and uranium. Funds from this deal would go towards paying the U.S. for future military aid and to establish a joint fund for Ukraine's reconstruction. And there has been a lot of drama around this deal that we have seen. The two sides were close back in February. That was when Zelensky flew to Washington to sign an earlier version, but we saw that spectacular meltdown broadcast around the world. Then last week, Trump and Zelensky met again at St. Peter's Basilica, there for the funeral of the Pope, and decidedly the optics were much more peaceful, and now we have this breakthrough. Remy Ignacio, CBS News, London.
Saracen Casino has a unique identity. Scammers are using it to take advantage of your gaming experience. Take heed to this newest scam rising quickly online.
It's the first weekend of May. We've got lots going on. Toad Suck Days, the Cabin Strawberry Festival, and fortunately, the weather is going to cooperate. We're looking at cooler temperatures, lower humidity, and plenty of sunshine out there both Saturday and Sunday. But before we get to that point, we've got more potential of showers and thunderstorms to close out the work week. I have all the details you need to know coming up.
And it's time for the summer cereal drive, kicking off actually tomorrow. We're going to do it real big for you guys, hitting 25 different locations in 2025. We would love for you to help us in the fight against hunger. Just text the word cereal to the number on your screen. That is 501-376-1111.